you've been doing this a long, long time. Was there any time previously that made you happy or got you so happy that when you got back on the practice field with your guys during this pandemic?
Well, I mean, we've been out here. We've been allowed. It was 2 weeks ago, I think they finally approved us to come out and start working with the kids. And it was just, it was like a weight lifted off your shoulder, because we haven't seen the kids in person since March. We've had Zoom meetings and we've met with them, virtual. But as far as being around with them, we haven't had that chance. And so just getting out here and seeing the kids and getting them, running around, even though we're kind of limited what we can do right now, it's still just good to be around the kids, and it's good for the kids to be around their coaches and their teammates too.
What did you miss the most about not being around the guys?
Being around the guys. I mean, that's just the relationship that you have with your kids. I mean, that's, talking to coaches who've been, coaching for 30, 40 years, and once they retire, they say the thing they miss is the locker room, and that's what you miss. Not necessarily the locker room per se, but the relationships that you have with the kids and just carrying on with the kids. I mean, that's what you miss.
What about this team gets you excited about the future of Manchester football?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's definitely the youngest team we've had in, several years, if not the youngest team. I think we only have 15 seniors. Sometimes when you have youth, that's a good thing, especially if the youth feel like they need to prove things or if they want to be, kind of be measured to the guys who have come before them. Really like the energy and the attitude that we've seen with our kids so far. Again, we're very limited with what we can do, so everyone's running around and flying around right now, but we're excited that, once we keep graduating to certain levels, what this team could possibly do.
You mentioned also I guess they have maybe a little bit of swag coming back. How do you balance, I guess, them trying to forge ahead with their own identity and maybe them trying to duplicate or surpass what previous teams had done before them?
Okay. Obviously we want every team to find their own identity. The one thing that we preach is mindset, and that was established 22 years ago when we took over the program, and that foundation was laid, and you just hope that this group of kids will kind of find their way through it and find their own identity. And even though we have a small number of seniors, these guys have been through some huge battles, and they know what it takes to be successful, and they're going to lead by example, and they're going to kind of take those young kids by the hand and say, hey, this is how we do things, and this is where what we need you to do. And so, yeah, I mean, it's just it's going to be fun watching them kind of form their own identity this offseason.
And for the first time in a while, you've always had really good stability in your coaching staff. And this year we've got some new faces, guys that have been around this area that people know, but first year here at Manchester. How has that mix worked during this pandemic and getting back on the practice field?
Well, I mean, yeah, we've added some new faces to our coaching staff, and we're excited about the guys we've added. It seems like they've been here for years. I mean, they've jumped right in, and it's a fairly easy place to come coach. I mean, we have a good time, and we preach family, and they're part of the family, and it's been like they've always been here, and we're excited to actually get out on the field and actually start practicing, and so they can kind of put their own touch on certain things and help our program be successful.
Hopefully I'm not out of line with this question, but I'll ask. How optimistic are you that there will be a season, late winter into the spring in 2021?
Well, I'm very hopeful. I'm very hopeful that that Virginia is going to follow up on the plan right now and to play football in February. Our kids deserve it. It's something that I know that the kids this past spring lost their senior year, and your senior year is something special in high school, and we're just hoping and praying that everything is going to continue to go the way the science and the doctors are telling us right now, that the numbers are going down, and we have to keep on doing our part, staying socially distanced and wearing a mask and whatever else they tell us to do. So hopefully, I hope that my year 22 here at Manchester is going to be one to remember. I know we start practice February 4th. That's going to be a whole lot different than August 4th. and the older you get, that cold weather kind of hurts a little bit more. So, you know, that's going to be a big difference for me.